So let's get right into it, man. 49ers, Miami Dolphins, 4:05 Eastern, 1:05 Pacific time, bro. Game of the week. Rod, are you excited for this?
Herb, I am beyond excited for this game, bro. I'm excited and nervous. Like I'm more excited than I am nervous, but I have my reasons, you know.
Okay, all right. So we'll get into that or whatever. Because obviously it's your team, so I want to get all your opinions and everything that you have to say about that team and the game in general, man. But I'm excited because this is the game of the week, and I'm excited because I think I'm going to get a really good football game. At the very least, I'm going to get an interesting football game, bro. So many times there's some games that's just not interesting, bro, but we're just watching it because it's football and we ain't got nothing else to do, right?
Right.
So I'm happy that we're gonna have a game where there's actual intrigue, right? And I think this game is gonna do crazy numbers, primarily because we're in a situation where one, we have two legacy teams. The Miami Dolphins, I get it, for the past 20 years has been a laughing stock. But if you're old enough, you know that the Miami Dolphins are a legacy football team. We know for sure that the 49ers are a legacy football team. So you have
Hmm.
that aspect. You have the 49ers fan base, which is a huge fan base. You have that aspect. You have the fact that it's a 4 o'clock Eastern game and it's not going to have anything else to compete with. So you have that aspect.
Yes,
But this
sir.
is what makes it going to be more interesting. This is the first time in a long time where we're going to get the dormant Dolphin fans that are coming back to watch this game. So you have that. You're going to have those people. You're going to have the diehard Dolphin fans that was going to watch regardless.
Every
But
week.
but can I tell you who else you're going to have coming to watch this game, Rod?
Who else, man? I'm
You're gonna
interested.
have San Diego Chargers fans coming to watch this game, bro. You're gonna have San Diego. You're gonna have the entire city of San Diego watching this game. You're gonna have the analytics football watching this game. You're gonna have every intersection of football watching this game because not only is it the game of the week, you're we have storylines for this, right? The Dolphins are a
Plenty.
storyline. The Dolphins
Plenty.
are the team that it's that team. It's the sexy team that everybody wants to watch. You're gonna have people who's watching this game because they want to see if the Dolphins are for real. You're gonna have people that's watching this game because they're gonna have to want to say the Dolphins. We know the Dolphins are for real, and this is gonna prove it. Like everybody's gonna watch this game, Rod.
Dude, man, Herbie, you just I got bravo, man. You just laid it out like a freaking champ, like an orchestra or something, man. Nah, man.
I did my
Honestly,
thing. I did my thing. Yeah, I
yeah,
did it.
nah, bro. Honestly, I'm super excited for this game as I'm watching that. Like, bro, and sorry to get off topic here a little bit, but it's like I've been rooting for the
No, go ahead, bro.
Patriots.
Go ahead.
I've been rooting for the Patriots more times in my life than I ever have. This is like I think my third time because I rooted for them to beat the Jets twice. But it's like they letting me down right now. It's like, come on, y'all home, bro. Like, y'all can't fold like this.
They folded. They folded.
They folding, man.
They
But
folded right now, man.
but back to Dolphin matters. You feel me? Herb, I said, before you said before you open it up that I'm excited and I'm nervous for this team. So I'll start with why I'm nervous, and then I'll go to the exciting part. So I'm nervous because the Texans game last week, and I'm not going to recap it at all. It was a game that was over at halftime. But there was something important that happened in this game. Um, Teron Armstead, our left tackle, he got hurt, and dude, it was crazy. Like you could see the difference instantly, and it was a sudden change thing. Mike McDaniel and Tua, they addressed it after the game. They said there were some schematic issues, but they were saying that he's not ruled out to play. So I feel a lot better now because
Well,
when you
okay, not to cut you off, but I just want to make
yeah.
sure I get this in there, so it doesn't, so you could have the right frame of mind as you illustrate what you're about to say. At the moment, it is Thursday, but at the moment, he's showing that he's doubtful.
Right. They're showing that he's doubtful. So what I'm nervous about, Herbie, is that listen, I know that there's an exponential drop off between Tehran and the rest of the left tackles on the roster, like Greg Little.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But but Herbie, and I probably trust in Mike McDaniel more than I've ever trusted in any coaching staff. I trust that Brandon Shell's not gonna be at left tackle, Herbie. Please. That's that's what I'm nervous. Herbie, if Brandon Shell listen, I don't want to knock Brandon Shell, Herbie, because he's played right tackle his whole life, and when he's filled in for Austin Jackson, he's been solid. Like Brandon Shell, like we picked him up off the street. When have you ever heard the Dolphins do this? We picked him off the street and immediately made him an effective player. Like I love that. That's coaching. You
That
know
is
what I
coaching.
mean?
That's coaching for sure.
So so at right tackle I'm fine, and I'm pretty sure Austin Jackson's not playing. So if you put Shell at right tackle, I'm fine. If we have to roll out Greg Little, I mean it's not much better, but Brandon Shell is just not a left tackle dog.
Brandon. Okay,
He's just not.
so you know me. I don't. I'm not in the weeds like you are with your team, obviously, right? But break it down for me. Dolphins offensive linemen for dummies. So this is my measuring stick. On the line of demarcation, that is Austin Jackson. Where is Brandon Shell? On the line of demarcation, that is Austin Jackson. Is he above that, or is he there, or is he below? Because if he's anywhere close to Austin Jackson, ooh, this is gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be very bad.
I mean,
Terry
listen, man.
Ball.
I'll say this about Austin Jackson. When he's played, he's been all right. He hasn't played badly. He just hasn't played.
Got
And
you.
Brandon Shell, he's been fine at right tackle. Like I have no complaints about him. He hasn't been a liability. But when you put him at left tackle, he just can't handle those pass rushers on that side. He's not built for that. Herbie, he's had grades of like 15, 12
It's
pass
crazy.
blocking. Like, bro,
Crazy.
you can't do
Crazy.
anything with that. So now obviously, I think one of the most interesting components of this game, and this is why I'm excited, right, is the fact that Mike McDaniel's returning home. Like this is like a homecoming slash, it's like it's the student meets the sensei. And I'll give Kyle Shanahan some credit. He has been very adept at whooping his successors, bro. Like all the guys that have come from his tree, McVay has had no success. Matt LaFleur hasn't had much success. So, it's going to be interesting to see maybe possibly the best student from the tree going back to San Fran, facing his old team. And I know Mike McDaniel is gonna scheme his ass off. You know what I mean? Especially especially if Tehran's not playing, if TA's not playing, I expect him to send, what I'm saying, some tight ends to that side, Alec Ingold, because he's a really good blocker. I expect us to roll two out, run some naked boots, throw some screen passes. Like, I know he's going to be smart enough to scheme up ways to mitigate the pass rush. Because, listen, the 49ers, they got some dogs, bro. I'm not sleeping on that defense. They have the number one defense in the NFL. They have one of the best front sevens in the NFL, one of the best safeties. But man, like when you look at this matchup, that's what makes it so juicy, right? You have the number one defense, and then you have the Dolphins offense. By many metrics, it's the second best offense in football. And bro, it's a match made in heaven, Herbie. Like who would have ever thought that this late in the season, Dolphins and 49ers would be the marquee matchup? And there are parallels to this team too, Herbie. And I think what it will come down to is um both of us run the same basically running scheme. The passing schemes are different, but the running schemes are basically the same. And the 49ers, number one rushing defense. The Dolphins running quarterbacks have killed us, but we have been stout against the run. So I think in this game, and these are running games that both of these teams see in practice. So I think the defenses are going to be able to clamp down on the running game. So essentially, this is going to become a matchup of Tua and our passing game versus Jimmy G and their passing game. And I like our chances, Herbie. I just like our chances. You know what I
Nah,
mean? Like I trust Tua to throw the rock, be accurate, be
for
make
sure.
really good decisions,
For sure.
way more than Jimmy G.
Gonna be interesting, bro. So you guys like it's like pretty aside from defense, it's very, very similar. Obviously, bro. Kyle Shanahan comes from Mike McDaniels comes from Kyle Shanahan, right? So that's gonna be the most interesting part to me because you already brought it up. Will he be able, and I'm talking about Mike McDaniels here, to actually
McDaniel, Herb.
let's add
Yeah,
an S,
Dolphin
bro.
fans, we don't like that, man. Because the McDaniels is trash. He's the Patriots garbage. He's the errand boy. He's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. McDaniel, he's that guy.
My
He's
bad,
that
Mike
guy.
McDaniel. So again, what I was trying to get to with Mike McDaniel's is can the Padawan beat the the Yoda. You feel me? Can Luke beat Yoda? Can Darth Vader beat Palpatine? That's essentially what this is gonna be right now, bro. So points per game, bro, 25 to 22. Points allowed, 23 to 15. Um, Total yards, Miami Dolphins, 49ers. Miami Dolphins, 400 yards a game. The 49ers, 367, bro. Passing yards, 305 to 243. Like, it's pretty much dead even, bro. This is going to be a very, very interesting game between two teams that are very similar stylistically, obviously, because they come from the same coaching tree, came from the same principles, whatever, right? So I'm just interested to watch a good game. I got no dog in the fight. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna be here for Twitter. I'm gonna be here for the Justin Herbert's fans being pissed off because they're like their guys needs to win. I'm gonna be here to watch good offense versus good defense. Like I'm just here for that, bro. I'm just here for that.
Dude, and you know what, Herbie? And I gotta say this, man, because I spent so many years, dog, over 20 years, watching the Dolphins. Just like this season, Herb, this has to be in my lifetime. You know, the old heads, they got to experience Dan Marino in his prime and stuff like that. So they had some good years. The older guys experienced the Super Bowl in the 70s. Wow. It's been that long. But for me, dog, this is easily, like, no matter, like, I'm at a point now to where this is easily my best Dolphin season ever. Now, I don't want to jinx it because, you know, Dolphins fans, we know what it's like to kind of be looking good toward the end of the season and fall off. So I'm not trying to incite that. But in terms of just what we've seen, like, this just doesn't feel like the same old Dolphins. Like, we've been mowing over teams. Like, we've been a buzzsaw. Like, it's just, man, it's Dolphin fans, we've come a long way, man. And I'm just happy that a Dolphins game is a marquee game. They flexed our game to Sunday night. First time since they started schedule flexing. Finally, they started that in 2006. And we finally got a game flex to Sunday night. And it's a juicy game.
Bro,
I
you
mean,
know the best
two
part
in
about
the
that.
Dolphins,
You know
Herbert
the
and the
best part.
Chargers.
You know the best part about that. Not to cut you off, they flexed you out of a game that involves Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes. Russell Wilson is so bad. He's such a bad watch that they said we don't care that Patrick Mahomes is on the other side, bro. We can't have that man on prime time, dog. Get him out of here, bro. And we will discuss that later towards the end of the show.
Bro, honestly, Herbie, we've had enough, dog. Imagine they flex Patrick Mahomes out of prime time because of Russell Wilson. The best player in the league. They flexed them out because of Russ, dog. We've had enough, Herbie. We've had enough.
All
We've had
right,
enough. We've
All right,
had
so-
enough, dog.
Okay, so last thing before we move on, because we're kind of running long on this segment, bro. So give me a prediction for the game.
Woo! Prediction for the game, Herbie.
Prediction for the game. Prediction for the game. And I want the unbiased. Don't give me Dolphin fan Rod. Don't give me 20 years.
No,
your
Herbie.
I want
One thing about the Dolphins,
right.
one thing about the Dolphins, Herb, you know, we're really good this year, but I respect the 49ers. Like, the 49ers are definitely, I mean, I don't think they're the best team. Like, I don't think they are, like, far and away the best team. Like, you can make a case for the Eagles, the Cowboys. Like, you guys are all kind of in the same bunch. But they're one of the best teams in the NFC, and I respect that. Because, you know, when you look at Jimmy G, who, by the way, regardless of what we think, he's an effective quarterback for them, right? Like, we can feel how we feel about Jimmy G, but he's been effective for the 49ers. They win when he's in, and that's important. QB wins aren't exactly a stat, but when you add context to it, you understand. And the context for them is that they have, you know, Christian McCaffrey, they have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle.
Eric Armstead is coming back for the first time since week 4. Can't forget him too.
Right. Exactly. So, dude, so look, when I look at this game, I'm gonna go under the assumption that either if Teron I'm gonna go under the assumption he's not playing. Let's say they start Greg Little, right? I think this is gonna be a tough game for us. But I do think we can string together enough drives because look, Herb, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not scared of the 49ers if we stop the run. I don't think Jimmy G can beat us. So going under that assumption, and I know even if our offense struggles here and there because Tua's not getting the protection he's used to this season, he still has one of the quickest releases in the NFL. And I know Mike McDaniel's going to scheme up at least some drives. He knows that 49ers personnel, so he'll know their weaknesses. So I think we'll put it together enough drives. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go like 21-17.